Whew. I think we're ready. We ready? Oh. Welcome to the Thursday Night Podcast, Ignorance is No Excuse Show. Hello, everybody. What's up, Bear?
Chillin'. How y'all doing?
I'm doing fine.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you good.
Okay, we're good.
Is that fan off? Oh, I hear the heater, too. I hear a bunch of stuff in here. Oh, man. We got some stories, man. I just got a thing today, just now. New Jersey Senate committee passes bill for NJCRC to regulate intoxicating hemp. Did you hear about this one? This is brand new. The New Jersey Senate Judiciary Committee passed a bill to make the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission regulate Delta-8 products. Any product sold that has a concentration of THC greater than 0.05 milligrams per serving or 2.5 milligrams per 30 package. Teresa Ruiz and Paul Moriarty introduced this bill. I don't know if I like this thing at all. I think this is bad. Liquor, convenience, and CBD stores will be prohibited from selling intoxicating hemp unless they are a licensed dispensary. This limit is set as a total THC concentration of not more than 0.3%. Okay. Any kind of tetrahydrocannabinol regardless how derived, is causing intoxication. So any hemp is going to be intoxicating. New Jersey CBA President Scott Rutter testified in favor of the bill. Now, he's a dispensary owner. He testified in favor of it.
Yeah, because the reason for that is because now everybody will have to go to his dispensary instead of regular stores. It's just out here. Get it? Of course, he's in favor of it.
Yeah, so Delta 8 is going to be in dispensaries now, but I don't really like Delta 8. It's not really a market for that.
I don't mess with it either.
Rutter said they were curious how it would integrate into the CRC's class of licensed operators. We do want to see a little more clarity on classes of operators, he said. Now, see, I like Scott Rutter, so normally I'd make fun of their voice, and I'd be like, we do want to do, but I'm not doing that to Scott because I like Scott. So I'll give him a classy voice. We do want to see a little more clarity on classes of operators, he said. We try to have fun on this show. It's a very serious topic. We got people that are suffering and dying and dead. This industry was built on the backs of sick, dying, and disabled people. And we have fallen so far off the radar, off the stove, or not on the back burner, bro. Like, I didn't realize there were dispensaries without wheelchair access. How ignorant was I? I didn't know that. I found out from other people. Other people told me. Now I'm not ignorant to that. And I don't want you to be ignorant to that either. I want you to help me. We're behind 100 to nothing. We're literally down 100 to nothing right now of dispensaries without being checked. So we're behind the 8 ball on this one. So hopefully the CRC will help us to get these dispensaries wheelchair accessibility for our disabled vets and our sick and dying people who this industry was built upon. How about that? Oh, let's see. Hi, Jesse. New Jersey is so messed up. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me show this. Mississippi is better than Jersey. Who would have ever thought that? Why is Mississippi better, Jesse? I don't know anything about Mississippi. I know they grow weed down there for a long time for federal patients. Okay, so Paco says, here we go. Look at this. Delta 8 is amazing for pain, and now I can't get Delta 8 unless I pay... Oh, see? Okay, so some patients like Delta 8. There it is. Some patients want it.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a market for it. And if it's for patients, then, well, I'm fighting for that then. If one patient wants it, I'm fighting for it. So there it is. So, Paco, would you actually go to the gas station and buy Delta 8? Did you know what to get if you're looking for pain relief? Because I think I'm with you on that. I'll try it. If you say Delta 8 works, I will try it. Because you know how I roll with the dabs and stuff. You're with me. Paco has the same pain I do. Well, not maybe the same, but similar. And the same strains pretty much work for both of us. Okay, so Marina says Governor Murphy promised us he would raise taxes and make cannabis legal within 100 days. 1 out of 2, not bad. Hi, Seth. Okay, they have made it easier to access, and the prices are, oh yeah. Yeah, I was in that article recently, and I talked about how I need dabs. I don't go to the dispensary because dabs are $100 at the dispensary. I get dabs for $20, $30 off the street. Right? What are you doing? What's going on over there?
I'm trying to move this damn chair back. I'm about to plug it in.
What is going on over there?
Shit wouldn't turn.
You guys are having your own podcast over. What's going on?
Bro, shit wouldn't turn. I got stuck. Luckily, I'm not out in the
What?
shit.
Oh, man. Seth, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. So, we have a guest coming on tonight. Oh, he'll be on soon, actually. Cool. Okay, okay, I'll take this call now. I will take this call right now. Hold on. Hello. Hello. Hold on. Hold on, we're not there yet. Okay, there we go. Gotcha. Hello.
Hello.
William,
Lefty.
how are you, man?
Also known as Ed. How are you?
Good, William. I have a guest coming on in a few minutes, but I'm going to take your call now, and I want you to come back. Well, you can stay on if you want, but I want to interview our new friend coming on here. His name is Mark. You can help me interview him.
sorry?
You can help me interview him.
Well, anyway, it cost me $42 just so I could write something to you on Facebook. That, my friend, is ridiculous.
Wait a minute. Wait.
So I paid the $42,
No.
got into my account. I'm going to go through my pages, take all the pictures out, and I'm out of Facebook. And I'm going to be doing LinkedIn.
Why did it?
You know, I have to do
Okay.
what I have to do for me.
You had a business page.
Pardon me?
You had a business page on Facebook.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
Okay.
a couple of them.
That's why.
There was a page for every product.
Okay, but I don't think you needed money to message me. Unless they closed
Well,
your...
what I need to do
Oh, boy.
is go on to LinkedIn and promote that I am willing to license my products.
William, I got your
It
flag.
ain't happening on Facebook.
I got your flag right here.
What I have learned over the years is that it's like an audience that applauds yay or nay.
Yay.
No, so I cannot make a living like that. And I cannot move forward like that. So I'm looking at licensing the products so I can live outside of a nursing home.
William, if you were on StreamYard right now, you could see your flag hanging. I have your flag hanging right here in the studio.
Okay.
Indica flag. There it is,
Okay.
right there. And how can
Beautiful thing.
how can people get this flag?
But I don't know how it's going to play out when Weed Man gets in touch with me and I have to send him to go hunt Jim. I don't know how it's going to play out. He will not answer my calls. He blows me off. So, I left countless messages, and I'm just being ignored since January. We are now in the May. 5 months. Do you think that's acceptable?
No, but I want you to talk about your flags. I want to hear more about your flags and how people can get your flags.
Well, we can talk about the flags. I'm in the I just met a artist in this facility, and he's going to work with me, and we're going to polish all my products. Sweet. But, doing what I got to do. In regards to the flags, the flag that you're flying was made in 2012. 12 years ago. So, I'm looking at, I'm figuring 20-some car flags or garden flags or boat flags, car flags. I mean, the list goes on. Parade. All that you can spin off of one flag. But yeah, I was looking at it back in 2013 as a beach flag. In case you were on the beach and jumped in the water and you forgot where you were at, you would see the flag on the beach. And now we got the toothpick flags that helps patients identify their medicine. Original.
Hi, Lefty.
The flags.
I like
They're
it.
original as well.
I like it.
Hi.
So, just trying to do what you got to do in regards to what you got going on. So I thought about, promoting on Facebook about licensing, and I done that with a couple pages linked together, and that's why it cost me $42. Because I had to do that to satisfy Facebook so that William Haney can play with his account on Facebook, and they screwed me back years ago when I lost that account and had to do a new one. Well, why do I want to do that? As far as I'm concerned, I don't think Facebook is all that. I mean, I'm to the point now where I want to go more professional. That's all.
LinkedIn is very cannabis friendly, so that's good.
Pardon me?
LinkedIn is cannabis friendly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
hold on. Hold on. I got
Mocked, mimicked.
Hold on, William. I have to change my settings. I have to do the cancellation. Okay. There we go. I'm sorry if you heard delay there. All right, William, I'm going to call you back, or hang on, because I'm going to take our guest now. Our guest is with us, Nurse Mark. There he is.
Hey,
Mark, how you doing, brother?
doing well, doing well. How are you?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Hi, Mark.
That's it. Hey, Sue.
How are you, our world traveling?
Oh my good gosh. It's been crazy.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about it.
Woo.
Yeah, you've been all over the place. What's going on, man?
Man, you know what? I'm just having the best life ever. That's about the best way I can explain it. Yeah. How you all doing?
Good. I have what I have here is a healthcare professional, of course, chairman of the board for Health Services Agency, certified yoga.
I have been in the past. Yep.
Regis School of Nursing, graduating with your ASN. You have this huge resume here.
Yeah, just say, hey, you just say he's, what do you want to say? Psychedelic healthcare practitioner.
Founding team of Keta MD.
Yes.
Ketamine therapy. Knowledge of psychedelics and treating mental health and wellness issues.
That is where I live, baby.
New Mysteries, a community dedicated to guiding individuals on their own personal experience of the divine. What is that?
Ooh.
What is that?
That is a church that I am just launching, and yeah, we're live. We're good to go, and we help people step outside of this thing we call life, this reality that we think we're living. Oh, look at that. The cord handoff. Spectacular.
We're not even ready yet. We're ready, but not really.
It's beautiful.
We smoked like 4 blunts already, so we're just...
Dude, listen, if I smoked a blunt, I would be comatose right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lefty and I, we used to belong to a church.
Yeah?
Yeah, we did.
It's not bad. It's going to be good. I'm
What's
excited.
that church we belong to, Lefty?
Well, right now I go to Liquid, but back in the day, you're talking about what, in Trenton?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't really a church, though.
Well, yeah.
They called it a temple, and it was a spiritual area for spiritual stuff. But it wasn't like a cannabis church kind of deal, like which I would love to have and see a real church. Yeah.
Who has a church? Our friend in Mass. Irie Bliss.
Irie Bliss.
Yeah.
And there's Rhode Island. Ann Armstrong and Alan Gordon in Rhode Island have a cannabis church.
It's beautiful.
And because the Bible is full of cannabis. If you read the Bible, it's really actually
Well,
full.
of course it is. Yeah. No, it was way before Christianity too. You know,
lost in translation. The word calamus became the word instead of cannabis. And it's like,
yeah.
there's no medical calamus. What are you talking about? Yeah. No,
It's a crazy thing, isn't it?
Lost in translation.
Yeah, man. There's a lot been lost in translation over the years.
Yeah. So tell me about your journey, man. Like let me ask you a quick question here. Here's a good the first time you smoked cannabis, is there a story about the first time you ever
You know, I was just telling that story a day or two ago. And I think it's the first time I've told it for, oh my God, I can't remember when. Yeah, I was 12 years old. I was standing in my best friend's shower in the tub with his sister, who was 2 years older than we were. And we had the fan on and the window open, and I smoked my first doob at that time. That was it. And yeah, it was off to the races. I had some pretty wild adolescent years.
Did it work for you the first time?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I had an effect. But you know, I mean, back in the day, the THC levels were not nearly as high as they are now, right? So it was an easy transition. It was an easy move into, yeah, I smoked a ton when I was a kid. And then I went in the Marines when I was 17, and that was the end of that. It was done. Yeah.
No more smoking in the Marines.
No more smoking.
Oh.
Random drug testing.
Wow.
Yeah.
What year was that in the Marines?
79.
79. So you had to go to maybe what, Grenada or
I didn't go anywhere. They didn't send me anywhere.
Oh, good.
Nope. I was in between Vietnam and all the stuff that kicked up with Desert Storm. So I was like in those mellow years.
Right.
Yeah. It was fun. It was an interesting time. It definitely had a lasting impact. That's for sure. There was some solid programming.
4 years?
I went reserve, so it's a year active and then 5 years month to month.
Okay.
Which I don't recommend for anybody. Just go do the 4. But you know, I was in love and I didn't want to leave my fiance at the time, you know?
Aw.
Yeah, you know, you do things, or at least you do when you're programmed to you make decisions that are not necessarily in your best interest. Yeah.
So is that the love of your life?
You know what? I got to tell you, we are the best of friends. Imagine that. My first girlfriend, who I was 15 or 16 at the time, and we are just the best of friends now. It's the most beautiful thing. You know, she went, had a family, got married. I went and had a family, got married. And then all these years later, we reconnected a few years ago as friends. And it's just beautiful because we have that. It's funny, you know, you have a friend of mine said, life is a set of experiences. And I absolutely buy into that. So this was an experience that we had together that was so meaningful for both of us, right? It's first love. And now we have that common bond, and we're just the best of friends. Yeah. It's beautiful. And then there's those relationships where they'll never talk to me again.
Yeah.
You know, probably a good thing. Yeah.
So tell us about what you've been doing lately. I want to hear about your trip.
Oh, well, you know, it's funny. I don't know how I ended up where I am at doing what I'm doing. It's sort of like, well, except I explain it as divine intervention. You know, I ran an IT company for 30 years, and then I ended up in the healthcare space as a nurse and specializing in the psychiatric space. Then I came into the psychedelic medicine area and absolutely love it and believe that it's a game changer, certainly in the psychiatric space. But I got hooked on breath work. And so I've been a breathwork facilitator for a number of years, and I continue to train with my mentor from Sao Paulo, Brazil. And so, I lead breathwork events, and I'm a member of Entrepreneurs Organization, which is the largest peer network of entrepreneurs in the world. There's about 18,000 members, 220 chapters. Gosh, I don't know how many different countries, but it's worldwide. And as part of that, each one of the chapters hires speakers to come in for learning events on a monthly basis. And so I got hired, or actually a friend of mine asked me to come in and do an event in Kathmandu, Nepal last August. And I said, well, hell, I've always wanted to go to Kathmandu. That Bob Seger song is always in the back of my head.
I was just
So
gonna say that, yeah.
yeah. So I went and did the event in August, and there are boards for every one of these chapters, and they have a learning chair, the person who's responsible for hiring people to come in. And so their learning chair mentioned it in a call with all the other learning chairs in Southeast Asia. And someone reached out to me at a regional level and said, hey, let's put a tour together. And so I seriously didn't orchestrate any of this, which is there's a bit of a story behind that from an ayahuasca journey in Peru. And so I ended up within, 30 days having 19 chapters in India lined up for speaking events. And that began on February 15th. And I left India on April 8th. So I was in India flying around like I was a rock star on tour. I think I must have 38 flights under my belt right now this year. And it was wild. It was chaotic. The best thing I did, I think, was I went to Bali on a breathwork retreat with my mentor and, a half a dozen other people. And we just immersed ourselves in Bali, in the Hindu culture and the temples. And we did breath work, and it was mind blowing. So that set me up. So when I got into this chaos that is India, it's amazing. I mean, it's probably the most polluted place I've ever been in my life.
Really?
And there's 1.4 or 5 billion people all
that's
crunched
right.
into this country that's smaller than the US, right? So it was, chaos and all these people. And, it's true about the drivers, it's just like horns all the time. And you'll be going down a highway, right? You'll be going down a 6-lane highway because they're building new highways all over the place. You'll be going down a 6-lane highway, trucking along at 60, 65, and all of a sudden there'll be a herd of cows in the middle of the 6-lane highway, lying down or hanging out. So everybody just goes around them, right? By the way, if you're a cow and you are in India, you've reached nirvana. You are in heaven for the cow. Nobody messes with you. Everybody loves you. So you'll be driving, you'll have the cows, then you come along and there'll be a dog or two lying in the middle of the road. Everybody just goes around them. They're never worried. Then there'll be a horse-drawn cart. Then there'll be a tractor, farm tractor. Like, it's just so different and so mind-blowing. And I traveled the whole country, like I said, 19 different chapters. And so what I did is I would go in and I'd do an hour-long talk on psychedelic medicine. And I do it from the perspective of, how do we end up being who we are? How do we end up with the programs that we have on board, which, by the way, rule about 95% of our actions and behaviors and emotions? How do we get there, and how do psychedelics have an impact on getting us outside of that? And I include breath work as a psychedelic modality, by the way. So I do this hour-long talk, explain how we get to be who we are, talk about some of the psychedelic medicines, and then take a little break and I give them an hour-long psychedelic breathwork experience. And I'm telling you, it's psychedelic. And what I love best, nobody ever says no to breathwork. They're like, oh yeah, I'll breathe. That'll be good. And, especially in India, they're used to the yogic traditions with pranayam and kind of slow, methodical breathing to kind of bring you into a meditative space. This is not that. This is you are breathing hard, cyclic, conscious breathing, connected for an hour. And the music's loud, and if you allow it, you will go on a journey. And it will blow your mind what can happen. I had people come up to me afterwards. I had this one woman came up to me after an event, and we started to chat, and she started to cry, and she says, thank you so much for this experience, because my father died 2 years ago, and my mom just died a month ago, and I've been holding on to them so tightly because I miss them so much. And in India, especially, family units are very tight, right? Mother, father, grandparents, everybody lives together. It's like tight. And so she said, I'm holding on to them so tightly. In the breathwork event, my parents came to me and said, daughter, listen, we love you. We're fine. You need to get on with your life. And they said, you can let us go. And she said, I let them go, and they floated off. And I feel as though I'm free to live my life now. That's the kind of feedback that I got consistently after these events, and people have no idea. And that's what I think I love most about it, is that people don't have any idea. It's like, look, people ask me all the time. They're like, what's a psychedelic experience like? And I use this in my talk, and I'm like, well, it's kind of hard to explain. It's like me trying to explain an orgasm to you if you've never had one. Like, until you have one, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. Like, it's experiential, right? It's an experiential moment. And the breath work is exactly that. So I've been having a ball just going around. I flew back here and did one in Oklahoma City, and then headed back out 4 or 5 days later for Singapore. And I went to a global leadership conference for entrepreneurs organization. And it's been a wild first half of the year, I got to say.
So how is it in comparison? Like you said, you went to Oklahoma City, right?
Yeah.
To do an event.
Yeah.
So how is that like in comparison? Can you
it's
tell me the difference?
It's funny, people are programmed. We're all programmed, right? I have programs on board that I got, and you do, and people in India do. And it was really fascinating to see the differences in how people experience these things. In India, the people are just marvelous. They're so accommodating. They just try to take care of you, but there's very much sort of a hold on the emotions and displaying emotions, right? So not a lot of people cried. I usually get a lot of people who will just like be so overwhelmed with emotion. I had some, but a lot would just hold it in. Oklahoma City, yeah, there were some that just like went. But inevitably I encounter people who are ready for an experience and people who are not. There are people who have such a strong egoic defense that stepping outside of it, their ego is just not going to let it happen, right? That's the safety net, is to keep you boxed into this space, in this reality. So anytime the ego can't anticipate what's going to happen outside of it, put the brakes on. Some people have such a tight construct that they're just not going to go. And for them, the experience is a waste of time. That's their feedback. This was a waste of time. I didn't go anywhere. It was no good. And I'm like, well, yeah, because you didn't breathe at all. Like, you didn't even take an in-breath. I was wondering if you had expired, right? It's like, if you're ready and you commit to it and you do the breathing, you will have an experience. For people who are not ready, they just, no matter how much you cue them, they're not going to breathe because their mind says, don't do it. Like that's their construct. And in every event, I had some people that would be like that. But you can never anticipate who it's going to be. It's the funniest thing. The people you think who are going to be like the most constricted and like they sit there during the talk like this, and the body language is, yeah, I'm not listening. You think those people are the ones who aren't going to have an experience? They go sometimes. So you can't really anticipate who's going to have an experience or not. And I think,
That was my curiosity
Yeah.
as to the difference, between the people in Oklahoma
Cultures.
City versus, yeah.
Yeah. It was funny. When I talk about programming and how how the programming we get as children really affects our behavior day in and day out without us even knowing it. I was able to really quickly see some differences between the programming that somebody who lives and grew up in India has versus me. And I'll give you a perfect example, and I use this in the talk. In India, in Indian culture, you never say no to a person directly, ever. You just don't do it. It's considered very disrespectful. And instead of saying no, you just don't answer, and you don't answer the question. So I got to India and I'm requesting things from the chapter admins, logistical things and questions. And if it was a yes, they immediately did it, got it done. If it was a no, I never got an answer. Days would go by. And so it took me a little bit to figure out, oh my gosh, okay, they never say no. And the no answer is a no answer. But for me, I'm programmed, give me a yes or a no.
No. Yeah.
One or the other. You have to give me one or the other. If you don't give me one or the other, I'm disrespected. So you see, there's a difference in the culture, right? So it was an adjustment. And it was funny because we laughed about it when I pointed it out in the talk. I'd say, yeah, you guys got this program. You never say no. And I got this program that says, you better tell me yes or no. So here I'm disrespected. You don't want to disrespect me. It was a mismatch. But after I figured it out, it was fine because as soon as I didn't get an answer, I knew it was a no.
Yeah, I know what you mean because, I have a habit of saying, when somebody is hesitant, I will always say, a simple yes or no will do. I don't need to know the whole
Yeah.
story,
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I knew that years ago in the beginning of my last business, I would do business with Indian business owners, right? And I would encounter that yes or no.
Mhm.
And the no, they just go away. They wouldn't answer me. And I was so offended. I'd be like, that's it. I'm not doing business with anybody from India. That's it. And I didn't know. Damn. Somebody should have told me. Yeah.
Wow.
So that was really fascinating. But it's it's wild being in this space and bringing people an experience that they've never had. It really is. It's a joy. It really is a joy. Yeah.
Just some
And
people.
here we are.
Some
Here
people,
we are hanging out, chatting. Isn't that beautiful? Spectacular.
Some people
Yeah.
need their hand held during these.
Yeah, I had a co-facilitator for all these events. I would in India, I would have 60, 70, 80 people in the room breathing, all laying down on yoga mats, pillows, blankets. And you never, like any psychedelic experience, you need facilitators who are going to be there when people have these moments, and people do have moments, right? When you exit like your conscious mind and you open that subconscious, stuff comes out. And sometimes it's a little bit scary. You get some anxiety or, so it's always good to have people that are going to support. You need to have the support people. So we always make sure we have enough support people to really help out. Yeah.
So
Create that safe space.
So when you went to these other countries and these other cultures,
Yeah.
Did you have facilitators that were from their culture?
No, I brought them in
You
with
brought your
me.
own?
Yep.
Okay.
People that I have worked with and that I know, have that capacity and that experience to help people get through these things,
Hmm.
because sometimes people can get into a pretty deep place, and
Yeah.
and it's good to be able to kind of hold their hand and help them out and bring them through the experience. Yeah, it's like any psychedelic experience. Any psychedelic experience. There are times where anxiety will crop up, or emotions and things, and it's good to have somebody there that you can rely on, create that safe space.
Is
Yeah.
everybody taking the same thing, or is maybe one person on ayahuasca, one person's on mushrooms?
No, this is just breath work. This is straight up breath work.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Let us
there's
know.
nothing. Believe me, they all wanted to. They were all like, "Hey, can you dose us with something?" Like, no, I'm traveling in a different country, and it's illegal. So, yeah.
What are the laws like over there as far as, like, say, cannabis? Is there a cannabis law?
You know what, Lefty? They just established a medical program in India. So it's brand spanking new. I was so happy to see that they did at least have medical cannabis, but that's the origination point for cannabis, right? Is that region of the world.
Yeah.
And they still use bhang, which is a cannabis drink, as in their religious ceremonies. Like, on Holi, they'll drink bhang and they'll have an experience, but it's part of their religious tradition. So, and it's legal to do that, to use it in that form. That's like anywhere else. I talked to a guy, who were driving to a house party, and he was telling me how he had tried this bhang, and the woman who was making it, his friend's wife was making it, didn't really know what she's doing. So he had one cup and then, waited like a half an hour and had another cup. And I was like, oh, I can see where this is going. And, he had 3 cups of bhang, and then it all hit. And he said he had the panic attack, right?
Yeah.
He had way too much, and he had the panic attack. And he said he went home and he had a statue of Shiva in his courtyard. And he said he just circled this thing for 6 hours, praying that he was going to live, because you don't know that this is what happens when you overconsume. You always hear the story of, oh, I had too many brownies, one too many brownies at the party. And then,
Yeah, and then when it hits you, you don't know where you really don't know where you're going to go with that. Until it's over.
No. Yeah.
I mean,
so he had that experience too.
Yeah. I think for us that have been around for a while, that have done, for lack of a better word, silly things like that. At least we know there is a means to the end.
Yeah.
But think about it. Think about when we were younger. When we were trying different things, we didn't know where it was going to go. But you know what? We had a different mentality then too, because it was fun. So we didn't care. So there's a difference.
Yeah. You're right. Because there's a point in every time I sit with ayahuasca, there is a moment where I say to myself, why did you do this? You've done it now. You've broken your brain. You're going to be like this forever. This is it. This is you, the new you. And it's funny because every time I just get through that and off into a beautiful place.
Yeah. And if you were 15, you wouldn't care.
No. Well, you're resilient.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
I used to meditate candy flipping and hippie flipping.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yes, it was mushroom and ecstasy or Molly, and then LSD and Molly mixed together. And
wow, what a combination.
Heck of a combination. It was really very spiritual for me, because I would always just chill out. I would go to raves, and I was a sound guy. So I would set up my sound, take whatever I was taking, and then just meditate. And I wasn't like up dancing. I was inside a subwoofer meditating. It's like literally.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Best time.
That's beautiful. That can be pretty deep.
Yeah, I love meditating on mushrooms and stuff like that.
it can be a heck of an experience. Yeah. Yep. Microdosing and doing breath work can be a powerful combination.
So explain breath work to me, because I don't do
Yeah.
that.
Breath work has been around forever, right? Since we've been breathing, right? So there are a lot of different modalities, shamanic breath work. Um, Shamans have been using it for thousands and thousands of years to elicit, a meditative state or bring them out of this reality. Uh, Pranayama in the yogic tradition, again, is a very well designed breathwork process that is also designed to bring you into a deep meditative state. And the breath work that I typically do is more in the style of holotropic breath work. And that was developed by a guy named Stan Groff. Stan is still alive, 94, I think, or 5 this year. A great psychiatrist, a legend in the psychedelic space. And he worked with LSD from 1956 to 1970 when it was outlawed in this country. And so he's written many books, and he's just an amazing, amazing human being. Such wonderful work that he's done. Anyway, 1970, psychedelics are made illegal. He and his wife at the time come up with this breathwork modality called holotropic. Now, that's a word that Stan crafted, holotropic, moving towards source, right? So holotropic breathwork is really that, and it's intense. Strict holotropic breathwork is 3 hours. So you breathe for 3 hours, laying down, loud music, and you just go. You're breathing for that amount of time, and you just end up going out. You're out somewhere else. It's an incredible experience. And what they determined using this holotropic breath work is they could give their patients, their clients, the same experience as an LSD trip in 3 hours of breathing. So they used it as a healing modality. And so now they train still on that. I was so lucky, so blessed to be at the MAPS conference in Denver last year. And I signed up. I had no idea that this was even a thing. They had a 2-day holotropic breath workshop before the conference. And I was in an experience one time, and I was thinking, I'd love to meet Stan Groff. I know I'm going to meet him. Well, don't you know, I sign up for this 2-day seminar. Stan is there with his wife and participated. It was magnificent. So I do a form of that, and it's really like ecstatic breath work. So it's an hour long, loud music, eye shades, and you are breathing. Yeah. And it's amazing. Now there's other styles of breath work that I also facilitate. Rebirthing is one. That was a modality developed in the 70s as well. And the premise is that birth is your first traumatic imprint, and it leads to subsequent experiences in your life, repetitive. And so if you can go back using breath work and reset that birth experience and make it right, it gets rid of all of those unwanted experiences and behaviors in your life. So, yeah, it's healing modalities. And it's beautiful. It really is. Who knew just by breathing?
I have a niece that she was a traumatic birth.
Yeah.
And as we went on in the years, she got into a little bit of different modalities that you're describing.
Mhm.
And what the one therapist saw was that she still, at 22 years old, she still had a startle reflex.
Mm.
Now, what a startle reflex is when your toes actually spread, what you see on a newborn baby, right?
Yeah.
And she still had that.
Wow.
So they had to take her down all the way down to birth again,
Yeah.
and to take her through that journey,
It's
to rid her of that.
amazing because that, I mean, you get stuck in that mode.
Mhm.
I had been on another breathwork retreat in Costa Rica at right at the base of Mount Arenal, the active volcano. And so we were doing some rebirthing breath work. And the guy that I was partnered up with had a cord around his neck when he was born. So it was blue. He came out, he almost didn't make it. And that had manifested in things in his life, always being stuck and constricted and not able to get moving. And we did a rebirthing breathwork session in the river coming out of Mount Arenal. So it's heated water, from the volcano. And so I'm holding him and he's breathing. He's in the water like he's in the womb and he's breathing. And I'm telling you, Sue, within 5 minutes of him starting to breathe, I could see the red mark of the cord around his neck. It was the wildest thing. I just watched it because I knew his story and I saw the cord appear, like the constriction where it was. And so he was able to breathe that out. Like, my feeling is that breath work is what releases things from our cellular memory. Like for me, working with psychedelic medicine allowed me to touch and feel the trauma, the experiences, the things that were holding me back. I was able to touch them and be with them. But what got rid of them was breath work. So it's always been a very multi-tiered approach. And I think that breath work is just magnificent. Yeah, such a healing modality.
What would be a good starting point for somebody who wants to get, I'm interested in this, and I have a lot of back pain I have to deal with.
Yeah.
And where would I start? Where's a good starting point for me?
Boy, there's a lot. There is a lot out there. You can find breath work on YouTube. You can find, I'm getting ready to pop some up on in the next few weeks. I'm putting together a course.
Do you have a channel?
What, on YouTube?
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
How do I find your YouTube channel? I'll watch you.
It's Nurse Mark.
Nurse Mark at YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And so I'm going to pop up. I have one in SoundCloud now that's an hour long, which is, it's intense and it's good. And I think, I hand it out all the time to people. Happy to share that. It's an hour long and it's done lying down. The best place is in your bed with headphones on and an eye mask. Just turn it up and I guide you through an hour long breath work. And when you get done, you'll call me and say, what the F just happened? Most people do. It's pretty wild. But I'm putting together a program now that'll have daily breath work practices that you can do in the morning and at night, very thematic. And, I think coupling breath work with some positive meditation and some affirmations is going to be magic. It's just going to be magic. It's just, it's about reprogramming. It's about reprogramming this beautifully programmed machine that we live in. And the best part is we don't even know that we're programmed most of the time. We just react. We have emotions. Everybody talks about triggers. The trigger's not out there. The trigger's in here, right? If somebody triggers me, it's not about them at all. It's about me. Like there's something in my programming that makes me react to whatever that behavior is. So there's always work to do. It's beautiful. I love that I have moved into this place of, peeling the onion back. That's what I do all the time. All the things that I do, all this breath work and medicine work, it's all about peeling back the onion one layer at a time. And I think it takes on this level of, you know, just curiosity. What's next? I mean, what's going to be behind this next layer? I mean, in the last, in the last 2 years, I've had some of the most significant healing and personal growth that I've had. A lot of it around relationships and understanding what programming was in play. And it was amazing to go all the way back and see at 4 or 5 years old in my parents' relationship how I was programmed with a certain way of being, especially in relationship. So fascinating stuff. Fascinating.
Tell me about the first time you ever took a psychedelic. Was it a mushroom?
No, no, no. I was an adolescent. It was LSD. No, or mescaline. It was mescaline.
That's right. There was a lot of mescaline around when we
There
were
was a lot of mescaline around. God, I miss mescaline. That was so good. It really was my favorite. But I did a lot of LSD when I was in my adolescent years. A lot. Yeah. And, you know, I didn't know that I was self-medicating, but that's certainly what it was. And it did have a profound effect, even though it was a recreational experience. It still had some, you know, profound effects in really bringing me into sort of a spiritual viewpoint, I guess, you know.
How old were you the first time?
13, 14, 14. Hmm? Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it was the times. It was what was there. And yeah, it really was a trip. It really was a
Yeah.
trip.
Get it?
Yeah. Oh.
I really enjoyed those trips. I don't take it that much anymore. Sometimes I'll take some mushrooms every couple of years just to
Yeah.
reset.
Yep.
But you know, it's not like I know people that take it every day and they take microdosing every day, and you know, I get that too. If
Yeah.
if you're gonna take pills, big pharma pills, you might as well microdose mushrooms. It's the same thing. It's
I mean, there's positive benefit for sure if it's done in the right manner with the right respect, you know, right intention. Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm not, I don't really do LSD anymore. Haven't for a very long time. For me, it's just such a long day, you know. It's a 12-hour journey, you know. It's intense.
yeah,
Too.
you got to commit to that.
You got to commit to it, right? And it's not like it's not like ayahuasca is any, you know, any walk in the park, right? But for me, that's just such a beautiful sacred medicine. And the spirit of the medicine is just such that is one that I will continue to, you know, sit with and you know, explore a relationship with, for sure.
Well, I think that's a different mindset too, though, you know, because I know, at least for me, you know, with ayahuasca or even mushrooms, you know,
Mhm.
it's I look at that differently.
Yeah.
And I think I always have. You know, I can
Yeah.
remember there being like a lot of peyote around when I was
Yeah.
young, you know,
Yeah.
and we did look at that differently.
Hmm.
Would I do LSD now? No, I wouldn't either, because no, that was fun when I was, you know, when I was a kid, when I was 14, 15, you know, and got
Right.
arrested for throwing rocks on a lily pad or something silly like that, you know. But
Yeah.
I have no real reason, because
Yeah.
like you talked about, my mindset would still go back to that, you know. I
Mhm.
would still want to be that little kid again, you know, having
Yeah. Yeah.
where this, you know, where these other natural substances that are out there, they are sacred, you know, they are sacred medicines.
Absolutely. 100%. That is my absolute fervent belief.
Yeah. Like I microdose mushrooms. Um,
Mhm.
and I like doing that, but I have an intention. You know, my intention is I'm doing this for a reason, you know, and I'm doing
Yeah,
this for my focus.
right.
And I microdose every morning and then I'm off to yoga and you know, blah, blah, blah. I do my thing. And you know, it's what I want to look at now. You know, I
Yeah,
look at things differently, you know,
yep.
and so I want more of an intense experience as of looking at things. Like last night I was laying here and I was thinking to myself about like all the different experiences I've had in my life and
Ah,
all the different scrapes with, you know, going over to the other side and that, you know, there
yes.
really is somebody walking next to me that's, you know, keeping me here,
Oh, yeah.
you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's like what a like cool concept that is that like at this age it finally like dawns on me, you know, that's what was happening,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know, other people died and I didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I'm talking about like, you know, things like, you know, I mean I got run over by a car, you know, stuff like that. Like I'm not talking about, you know, getting, you know, getting caught up in some kind of, you know, crazy thing. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, it is all built on intention and focus and what do you
Number one
want, you
thing.
know, yeah. What do
Yeah.
we want?
Intention. What's your intention
What is
for
your
it?
intention?
Yeah.
And I ask that, you know, I speak to I do a lot of work with people in recovery
Yeah.
and there was one place I went to. I went to a it was a detox
Mhm.
in Jersey. And I said to them, I said to the group there, I said, you know, I just want you to all think about this. And I don't want to know what your intention is, but think about what is your intention going forward being here. You know,
Yeah.
and it gave them something to think about, you know, whether it
Yeah.
was, you know, not that deep or whatever, you know, it still brought their mind somewhere else, you know. And it
Yeah.
was pretty cool because the rest of the time flowed,
Yeah.
you know, and it was good. It was good.
So that's funny. So tell me, see, what's been your experience in the addiction, in the recovery space when you start to talk about psychedelics and you start to talk about these things? Because, you know, there's a period of time where I was a member of Alcoholics Anonymous. I was there for
Mhm,
15 years. It was a great time in my life.
mhm.
And I got a lot of spiritual tools that I use today. But I will tell you right now, there is a dogma, there is a firm party line that nothing, you will do nothing. Like there's some people even frown on, you taking, Tylenol or something for pain when you have surgery, right? I mean, it gets to that far end of the spectrum. And for me, what I've seen and what the research shows, and is that psychedelics can be a powerful deterrent to addiction. They can help people,
Absolutely. That's what
end their
that
addiction.
was the intention of LSD. We know
Yeah.
that, you know.
Listen, and I think that it has a place. Like there
Mhm,
is absolutely Bill Wilson, the founder of
mhm.
AA.
Right.
He got into trouble because he did some
Yeah.
LSD and he
Yeah,
said,
he went to
I
back
think
to
this
his
is going to be a
community, and they
great
didn't wanna
tool.
hear it. Yeah, they were like,
No,
"No."
everything they pretty much shunned him. They're like, Bill, we don't want you to talk at any of the
Mhm.
conferences anymore. You got to go away because they had that
Yeah,
dogma of no, you don't do anything. Well, here's the thing. LSD can be very powerful in addiction. And people ask me that a lot when I'm doing these speaking events. They're like, well, isn't it addictive because I'm going to do this and I'm going to feel so good? And and my explanation is always you'll get to the point where you feel good, but it's no walk in the park to get there.
mm,
Like you're going to have to go through some things and some of it's hard. So at the end of the day, it's not something you're going to rush back to do every single day. As a matter of fact, there are people who do it once and done. Like
yeah,
this is it. This was good. I'm never going to do this again because it can be work. And if your intention is to heal, you will have healing.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
100%.
that's been my experience.
I love this car stuff that's going on over here.
That's how we
Love
pass
it.
joints to each other with the cars.
Special delivery.
Yeah, we have fun here.
Oh, I love it. It's a great setup.
Yeah, this is Avenue C. I'm sorry, this is Broadway in Bayonne. This is actually an actual diorama replica of Broadway, and we brought this to the council meeting to
Yeah.
talk about a talking traffic light for blind people. And I was ignorant. Yeah, I was ignorant to these talking traffic lights. It's a light that goes wait,
Yeah.
walk.
Yeah.
I didn't
have
know.
it in front of my building.
I've heard them.
Yeah, I didn't know those for blind people. Those are specifically for blind people to help them across the street.
Yeah.
So we're fighting for a light on Broadway with
Yep.
this intersection here. It's amazing. And this whole intersection went to the council. We brought this whole thing in there and showed them how dangerous the intersection is and how people are beeping at babies. And it's like, yeah, babies cross the street and people are beeping at them. Like, what's the right?
Welcome to America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we fight for wheelchair accessibility around New Jersey. There's police stations and post offices without wheelchair access. And now dispensaries are opening up without wheelchair access. So we have to fix that.
Well, I don't know how that happens.
Yeah.
I thought they were federal regulations around that.
Yeah.
Don't they have to meet ADA?
This is Jersey.
Yeah. They're grandfathered in. That's an old building that's grandfathered in.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you say, Bear?
It'd be too much to retrofit, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And not just that, this is Jersey, okay? And there's a lot of greasy palms here.
Well, you're not alone. Not alone. Yeah.
Yeah, they got to
that happens everywhere. That's actually, it's what they said. That's what some of the people in India told me. They're like, you know why cannabis is still illegal and it's only medically, is because the cops would take a dip in pay if they legalized it. Because
what?
You get caught with it, you just got to pay the fine to the fine officer that's caught you. That's just it. It's like a way that the police actually make a living.
You want to hear something really crazy? And this has nothing to do with cannabis or psychedelics or breathwork or yoga or anything like that. But I was living in New York. I was living up by Bear Mountain, right? So I was with two friends, and we had walked through this park, and I went back to my car to go get my car, and I'm driving down this very, very narrow street. I mean, you could fit two cars down this street. That was it, right? So all of a sudden I see, the lights behind me. So I pull over. Police officer gets out of the car. He says, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" And I said, "No, I haven't the faintest fucking idea why." So he told me that I passed a school bus. And I was like, are you out of your mind? A school bus? You can't even fit two cars down the street, let alone a school bus, right? Well, he insisted and blah, blah, blah. But meanwhile, I had two people I knew standing across the street. So I was like, well, fuck you, buddy. You know what? I'm not doing this. I'm not playing.
Yeah. I'm not buying this.
Well, maybe a year later, I go to court, and I guess it was during COVID. So, everybody had to stand outside and all that. So I'm sitting in the courtroom. Now, everybody in the courtroom that is there is from another country. So nobody speaks English, and they got translators with them, and they're scared, and they don't even have, green cards or what have you, and the judge is telling each and every one of them that had no driver's license, whatever the charge was, that he was going to drop it down to parking in front of a fire hydrant. And he never changed that. Okay. So I had already talked to the prosecutor. I had to listen to his,
Yeah.
And, I just, I was just like, okay. So I'm waiting. I go before the judge. What does he tell me? Okay, we're going to drop the charge down to parking in front of fire hydrant. I mean, he didn't even move that, There's 200 people that night, and he didn't move that charge to anything else for anyone.
Yeah.
Because if the fine was under $200, the township got to keep the money. Okay. They don't pay
it. There it is.
So there you go. So
Yeah.
I guess when you talk about, cannabis could be because it would decrease their salaries or what have you. Yeah. Yeah, they all suck.
You
do.
know, Sue, it's all just a beautiful game.
Hmm.
We just need to play the game. We play the game, and
Like that
that's it.
song, right? It's all a
That's
vicious
it.
game. We're a little insane.
That's right. That's right. Good Lord.
I mean, they built the medical cannabis program in New Jersey on the backs of sick, dying, and disabled people. So you'd think there'd be some, attention
Yeah.
to, but no, there's no wheelchair access to dispensaries. There's no price caps. There's no home grow. There's no insurance coverage.
Yeah.
We're hurting.
That's unfortunate. That's a good question. Do you think insurance coverage is going to come now that it's a Schedule 3?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's probably the only good thing about Schedule 3 is the insurance.
I think that insurance will start to cover it because now it's a
You do?
legally prescribed drug.
Well, it's not prescribed yet. They have to change that to where
They do have to change it. Now, here's the question. How is that all going to roll out state to state is my thing. I mean, every state's got, some states have the pharmacists involved. Some states have, have prescribers. Some states have, you just certify and then you just go to the dispensary and pick whatever you want. I mean, I don't see any physicians en masse learning about cannabis medicine. I wouldn't. If I was a physician, I wouldn't bother. I'm not gonna take my time and do that.
in New Jersey they descheduled cannabis, but
Mhm.
marijuana is still Schedule 1.
What?
Yeah, marijuana bought on the street is still illegal and Schedule 1. But
Oh,
cannabis bought in a dispensary is descheduled and legal in New Jersey.
well, don't you love words? Isn't that great?
Amazing, right?
Amazing. One and the same. Yeah, I know there is a problem. There's still a very robust marketplace that I don't think will ever go away because it's been in place for so long. It's a well-worn path.
Now, I can't bring my medical cannabis onto a federal park. It's
No.
illegal for me to possess it. Now,
Absolutely.
if it's Schedule 3, does that change the possession law as far as cannabis?
It's murky, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like it's not any more clear than it was. There are a few positives, right? Benefits that you see right away. But boy, oh boy. Yeah.
It's going to
Yeah.
be years. You know what?
It's gonna be- yeah, it's gonna
it
be
may not
years.
even be in our lifetime. you
No,
know?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
New
No, I
Jersey-
was having this other discussion with this nurse attorney no less last
Mhm.
night, and she said to me, "Well, you know, even though there is medical cannabis, and yeah, perhaps you can use it for for recovery, from addiction. Insurance doesn't cover it." I said, she said, "Oh, wait, I'm trying to think how she worded it. Something,
Mhm.
oh, the high quality, the quality. She was talking about quality, the high quality cannabis, low income people can't afford. That's what she said to me. And I said, okay, and what's your point? So
Yeah.
she said, how are they supposed to do that? And I said, well, they have money to buy street drugs, right? So I don't know. You tell me. So, and then I said, and by the way, I said, you want to talk quality? I said, so even if somebody is in addiction recovery and they're put on Suboxone, right?
Yeah.
That's generic. So what are you talking about? You're talking about something that's addictive, harmful, and generic. So like really, like our own profession, when they fall into the law side of things,
Mhm.
they totally miss the boat. They don't care. They just don't care.
It's so complex. That's a great question. Will Medicare, Medicaid pay for this? I think they'll almost have to, but how long before they do, right? Because
And
it's
what are they going to be
it's
paying for? The
illegal.
shitweed?
It's a legal
The
drug.
shitweed that we wouldn't smoke or use? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you go to prison, you can't use your cannabis in there.
Right.
Now that it's Schedule 3, can they prescribe cannabis in prisons? rather than opiates. I think they want to replace opiates with cannabis. Really,
I think they can. I firmly support that change. And I think they'll be able to do it. And I think it's going to take a few test cases to kind of push that along, you know. But you know, we're talking about bureaucracies. Things just don't change that quickly. It's not based on logic and science. It's just all politics, and it takes forever for stuff to be changed. I mean, we all know that it just makes sense to have it legal, right?
Yeah, but we also know that since cannabis is non-addictive and non-lethal,
Yeah.
the flip side of that is that, well, opioids are. So it doesn't, if you're in any kind of environment like considered federal or what have you, you know, they're always going to go on the side of big pharma because that's where they're going to make the money, because they're going to get you hooked on the shit.
Well,
You know that.
it's the
Okay.
system. It's how the system is set up.
Yeah.
It's how it may not have been set up that way in the beginning, but it certainly has morphed into this, you know, complete ecosystem that is just pharmaceutical medications, and that's what you're going to get. So, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
they're passing a law in New Jersey to regulate Delta 8 so that you can only get Delta 8 in a dispensary. You can't get it at the gas station or smoke shops anymore.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
The intoxicating hemp. You can't have any intoxicating hemp.
no.
No.
Yeah, Andrea sent me that before.
Yeah.
New Jersey Senate Committee.
It's just,
yeah. Okay,
it's
so
just, whew.
Yeah, that just happened.
today.
Today.
Yeah. That was a new one. They'll push that through. The home grow bill sits for 10 years, but that they'll push through real quick.
Yeah. Well, listen, hey, we've got to protect people. Now, you can go out and buy your jug of booze and your pack of cigarettes, but we're going to protect you from Delta 8, damn it. Because we don't make money on that. And now we do. Yeah. It's wild. It's a beautiful life. Listen, it's all a game. We just learn how to play the game. At the end of the day.
That's all. I can't
That's
play
all.
politics. The politicians are just so. In New Jersey, it's rough.
It's a hell of a game. Yeah, that's a hell of a game to play.
We got one person holding up the home grow bill. It's Senator Scutari. He's the Senate president, and he will not put it up for a hearing or for a vote. And he controls everything.
Yeah, isn't that sad that one person can control something that the majority of people want?
And these are sick and dying people, disabled vets, and it's just.
Sue talked about it. People who can't afford the medicine, right? You could home grow and grow enough medicine for you for a year in one grow, couldn't you? Right? I mean, my home state, Massachusetts, I think it's 12 plants, which was great. You know?
Yeah, New York was 7, and there could be 7 medical patients living in the house, and all 7 could grow 7 plants each, right?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So then I moved back to Jersey, and I don't pay attention to what's going on in Jersey because I lived there for 20 years.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I've got these plants on my balcony, and I'm like, oh, I can't fucking have these? Really?
Yeah, I don't know. The drug shortage, is that, I don't think the two are linked together, to be honest. I think it was just it was time for something to happen, and there's been enough of a push long enough. And frankly, it's an election year.
It's an election season.
It's an election year, and the Democrats want to look like they're going to do something good for the people. So, makes sense. Let's give this little tidbit right here that we're going to have to give anyway, sooner or later. Why not just do it now?
Yeah, and it's got to go through public policy and all those other committees anyway. So,
Yeah.
So whatever, Biden just he announced it from the White House that DOJ sent it to the White House now because they approved the rescheduling and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So what? So what? So nothing's going to happen.
Not for a while. Yeah. Yeah.
Big Pharma's getting their hand in there, and they're going to have cannabinoid covered ibuprofen now. Cannabinoid covered, aspirin.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't know how well that's going to go. I mean, we've had Marinol and these other synthetic cannabinoids in the medical space for years, and they're just not effective. As soon as you start to pull it apart, we know the entourage effect, right?
Exactly.
Everything together makes it work just fine. Start pulling it out and isolating the molecules, and which is, pharmaceutical. That's what you do. It's chemistry. It just makes it less effective. And so I don't know if that's going to, maybe the combination of those things will be good. We'll see.
They did that in France. They created a synthetic CBD.
Yeah.
I believe they killed like 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, right. Right. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I think anytime, and I think that's part of, when we talk about sacred psychedelic medicines, we talk about ayahuasca, we talk about mushrooms. When you start pulling those apart and you pull out the DMT and the psilocybin, I think it's a different experience. I think it's a different experience, and maybe not as efficacious, not as potent. Yeah, that's my feeling.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that because that is the way of the world, even when they have started out with something good pharmaceutically, they do pull it apart, and when you think about that, when we get into, ecstasy or what's it called in Seattle, heart medicine. I was like, what the fuck are you
Heart
talking
medicine.
about? What heart medicine? That's
Come on now, you don't know what heart medicine is? That'll
Yeah.
open up your
Oh my
heart,
God.
and you'll
Oh my
just
God.
love everybody, Sue.
Jeez, I missed that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so like all they have to do is change one molecule, like you
Mhm.
said, and that's it. It changes the whole concept, the whole. I don't know,
It's a different
the
drug.
whole thing about it. Yeah.
A different drug.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild. I'm partway through a psychiatric nurse practitioner program, and we did the advanced pharmacology, and and I've been in this healthcare space for a while, and I know, especially in the psychiatric space, the stuff we have doesn't work all that well. But it was really astounding to find out just how much of a guessing game it really is. Like trying to figure out when somebody's got something going on, what medication we're going to use. And there's just no clear designation ever. It's just like, well, you can try this, but here's what this side effect is, or you could try this. Here's what this side effect is. So all prescribers are doing are just managing side effects basically at the end of the day. And it was just kind of startling for me to really get deep behind the covers on that one. Yeah.
What made you get into psychiatric nursing?
I don't know. I guess just my
You're
people,
nuts.
because I was in the system as a patient for 25 years. And, it wasn't until I got into the psychedelics that, that treatment resistant depression was alleviated, like it's gone. And so for me, working with that patient population is like, it's what I'm meant to do, because I know where they're coming from. I
Did
know
you
what
do
they're
ket-
feeling. I
did
know
you
what their
do ketamine?
experience is. Huh?
You do ketamine infusion therapy? on yourself?
I was part of a ketamine startup with KetaMD.
Yeah, that I
So,
knew.
I learned so much about ketamine in that experience. Typically I'm going to be doing oral, but IV's great. IV, IM. Not a fan of nasal. I just think that there's a higher likelihood of maybe some addiction issues. just because it is hitting the opioid receptors as well directly. And I just, it's my personal opinion that I would not do it that way.
You know, a long time ago, when I worked in the burn ICU in Jersey at Barnabas, we used ketamine on the burn patients, you know, because burn patients go into what you call burn psychosis,
Yeah.
you know, because of the insult of the injury and, you know,
Oh, it's
all of
awful.
that. And it didn't help. It really
Right.
did nothing. It
Yeah.
did
Yeah,
nothing. So we stopped. We stopped.
Yeah. It's psychosis is a funny thing. I don't think that there's much that's going to be able to quell that except for what, you know, the ones that we do now, Haldol and those types of medications that just really suppress that. I can see, I can understand why ketamine wouldn't have worked, you know, mechanism of action and the glutamatergic system as opposed to the serotonergic. So psychoses, I think, is more related to like a 5-HT2A pathway. I could be wrong, but I think that's true. So yeah, I could see why that wouldn't work. And I could see why it maybe would drive somebody into psychoses, you know? I mean, it's a powerful dissociative. Yeah.
It did nothing. It
Yeah.
did nothing.
Yeah.
It didn't drive them any further. It didn't take them any way back. So
Yeah.
we stopped using it. But you know, ketamine's an anesthetic, and you know,
It is.
so I tell people, you know, err on that side of caution with that. You know, watch what you're doing, because you know, you just mentioned oral,
Yeah.
and okay, so oral is going to start coming what into pill forms and what have you.
Well, they already have it. They already have rapid
Yeah, I
dissolving
know. Yeah,
tablets.
it's
They
the whole
already have
underground.
lozenges. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, the Mind Blooms of the world, the Ket MDs all use, you know,
Lozenges, yeah.
orals. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but you know, once it really does hit the street and off and running, the same shit's going to happen to it. You know, they're going to start stepping on it with
Yeah, you know what?
other things.
If the difference between a company that's going to offer it in the therapeutic setting and getting it off the street, if your intention is to just do ketamine, you're going to go and get it off the street. You're going to get what you get. You're
Yeah.
going to get it laced with fentanyl. You're going to get it laced with whatever. And so buyer beware. Good luck. It could be a death trip. And anybody who, you know, I get this all the time too. You know, anybody who's addicted to ketamine, if there is in the small subset of the population, very small subset, if they're addicted to it, they're not going to be going to a Mind Bloom or a KetMD or
Right.
any of these other companies because it's going to be way more expensive than if they go down, they call Sue down the street and say, hey, what you got? You know,
Mhm.
which is why we still have a robust cannabis market because of
Black market
pricing.
the black market's alive and well. That's what I always tell
It's
people.
alive and
Why do
well
you-
because
why-
of the pricing.
Why do you even bother? Black market's alive and well out
Listen,
there.
if I've been seeing Lefty for the last 20 years and we got a personal relationship, why would I ever go anywhere else? It's been working for me for 20 years. I know what my, you know, amount of money is going to be in my spend. I'm not going to go to a dispensary. Yeah.
No,
So-
all my life I bought weed on a couch with a coffee table and a TV. my weed.
Exactly. Right. And there's comfort in that. Yeah.
There is. There really is.
There's something about know your dealer, right?
Right. Right. Oh my gosh.
Right, Bear. That's how we like to. That's how we like to. Yeah, it's not the same. I walk into the dispensary. I feel like I'm walking into like a sterile environment, and it's just not.
It just pisses me off that I've got to show my license to 3 different people. They've got to document it in an electronic system, but I can go buy a jug of vodka that if I drink it, I'll die.
Mm.
Without I don't even show an ID anymore because, you know, I don't look 21 or 20. So, you know what I mean? I can go and buy that free and clear. But for me to go in and get medicine, I got to show a card to 3 different people and be documented in the electronic system. I just have a problem with that.
And one of those guys has a gun usually.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Well, that's because they don't have any banking. and this cash involved, right?
Well, that'll
It's just
change.
crazy. Now, hopefully, we'll have banking. You know, I launched a CBD product line in 2018, right? Early on. One of the biggest problems I had was keeping a bank. Like if they saw that I was selling CBD, account closed. Do you know I tried? So I was in the Marines, right? So I tried to open a business account at Navy Federal Credit Union a couple months ago. Do you know they denied me because I do speaking events about cannabis?
Oh, come on.
I said, wait a minute. Let me understand this. I'm not selling cannabis. I'm speaking about it because I have a master's degree. I have a little education about it. I'm educating people on this. You're not going to open? No. We don't do anything to do with the illegal drugs. So you guys are killing me. Yeah.
I got one better. I can't get life insurance.
What?
Can't get life insurance.
Can't get
Okay.
life
No,
insurance.
it's okay. You know what? I'll be dead, so it doesn't matter to me. But I can't get life insurance.
Why?
Yeah, there's so many.
What's
so
the
many
reason why they give
ridiculous-
you for that? What's the reasoning?
It's in my health records.
Yeah. As soon as you put in your health records, you're screwed. And in Massachusetts, I have a medical card, and I went and got a job on an acute care floor. And I said, listen, I have a medical card. And it was so nice to hear them say, as long as you have a medical card, it's all good. Don't worry about the test. It'll be fine. That was the first time I ever heard that. Yeah. Most of the time, what's everybody do? They just stop using. They stop using their medicine. They wait till they can pee clear. They go for the test. And then you're back on again.
My friend Jeff had stage 4 cancer, and the nurse and the doctor used to try to take his weed away from him.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
They said, you have to bring that home. You can't have that here. And they
Oh,
called
in
it-
the facility?
Yeah, in the hospital.
Yeah.
Can't even possess it. Chris has
Nope.
a crazy story.
No.
Chris was in a facility. It was a rehab facility. And what they did was he refused to take a drug test
Yeah.
because he was going off property, smoking weed off property.
Yeah.
So what they did was they waited until he was asleep, and he had
hair.
a pee bag. No, he had a pee bag because he had a lot of issues with his stomach. He was thrown from a car, so he had a bunch of operations where he was peeing into a bag. They
Yeah.
stole his pee from the bag, found he had THC, and they kicked him out of the facility. That's ridiculous.
Hey, listen, we're here to help. We're here to make sure you're good.
What kind of energy is that?
If you smoke weed, you're out. Get out on the street.
Percocet only. Oxycontin and fentanyl only.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's disgusting.
I know.
Yeah, I know people who are in the methadone program. If they pop positive for THC, they're out of the program. Imagine that. They're going to kick somebody to the street who needs to have this medicine to keep on the straight and narrow. They're going to drop them back onto the street. And where are they going to go? They're going to go right back. So, yeah, here we are in this crazy world that we live in. At the end of the day, we just do the best we can. We just do the best we can. Yeah.
That's it. Keep it positive. Fight ignorance with positivity and grace and education.
Yeah. It's all about education, a little bit at a time.
I
we
love
battle it.
when Lefty goes and he talks to someone, like whether it be a police officer or somebody in authority. Lefty has a way of speaking to people. I don't have that at all. I really don't. I always say, because I'm from North Jersey, but
There's a little truth to that. Sue.
yeah, I know there is.
Hey,
North
listen,
Jersey, I'm Italian.
That's the endearing part of North Jersey.
Yeah.
You always get exactly what you get.
But I always tell that to everybody. Lefty,
Yeah.
you should hear the way he speaks to people. Like, you you just have a way with people. You are so
Mhm.
considerate, so even tempered, so sweet, so nice. And I'm like, wow,
That's all you
how do
gotta
you
do.
do that? That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
cool.
Trying hard. I have
Yeah.
You
I have
do
a
well. You do.
I have a
I
Yeah.
applaud you every time.
just
I
literally
found
a
as soon
pastor.
as you get aggravated, it shuts everybody off. They're not going to listen to you
Yeah.
after that.
There's two ignorant people on the street, and one's enough.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
So when they call me. One lady the other day, she says, "Oh, you have that mask on, and you're ugly, and you probably smell under there." I'm like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "God bless you. Have a wonderful day." That was it. I love you. Told her I love.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Drives people crazy when you don't react. Yeah.
We went to this dispensary in Maplewood, and
Mhm.
I went first. So the woman in there, of course, her and I had some words, and she told me she was going to call the police on me, and I just said, "Yeah, fuck you," and I left. Lefty went back and had a very nice discussion with her, and she cried. Okay, and she was sorry.
She was just
And
having a rough day.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
she said that she was nice to me. I said, "She was never nice to me."
But she's going to put a ramp in. The whole
Yeah.
issue with the
Yeah,
ramp.
you got the ramp, I got the bird.
The CRC isn't making these dispensaries put ramps in. So now we're going around trying to get ramps for all these dispensaries now. And
Yeah.
we're trying to get grant money for that. And it's an uphill battle, but hey, it's a good
Somebody's
fight.
got to do it.
It's a winnable fight. It's
It
just,
is. That's a winnable fight.
yeah.
That one makes sense. Yeah.
And it's going to help so many people. I mean, the cannabis industry needs to remember people in wheelchairs built this industry. You built it on the backs of these sick people. Half of them are dead now. And you're just going on, we're going to make $1 billion in New Jersey this year, recreationally. Well,
Yeah.
what about the patients? What's
It's not
going
about
on?
that. Lefty, it's not about that.
No,
It's always about
crazy.
money.
$1 billion this year.
It's always about the money.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. So
Yeah.
who's getting that money? The politicians? I wonder if they're getting bags of cash, keeping it
Now,
illegal.
listen, politics is a great game. There may be some fringe bennies involved.
Maybe.
There may be.
Good work if you
Not
can
an
get it.
easy job, you know? It's not an easy job.
Man.
Yeah.
So Mark, how can people get to you, get to your stuff, get to your videos? Get your
Yeah. So, Nurse Mark, I'm out there. Nurse Mark on Facebook, the official Nurse Mark on Instagram, Nurse Mark on YouTube. And my website is nurse-mark.com.
There it is.
Yeah.
We're having a Cannabis Patient Awareness Day on July 10th. We're
Mhm.
taking that day back because it's becoming a corporate cannabis day again. And we want to take it back for patients. So
Nice.
7/10 is going to be for patients. And we're going to have state houses all over the USA taking part on that day and calling into our podcast and rallying and lobbying, whatever they want to do. Smoke
Beautiful.
on their state. In Nebraska, it's illegal to smoke weed. And they were smoking weed right there at the state house. And I was like, yeah, right on, man.
Listen, I got to tell you, I'm hanging out down here in North Carolina, helping out my son for a short while.
Oh, be
And
careful.
I got to tell you, nothing's legal in North Carolina. Let me tell you, everybody's doing everything in North Carolina. Legality has little to do with people's behavior.
I had the
At the end
same
of the day.
experience. I was just in the Keys last week, and every other storefront is a dispensary
Yeah.
in the Florida Keys, right?
Right.
And they have the sign right in the window. No need for medical card, no need for anything. You just walk in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, and I was worried about like what I was bringing in my suitcase, really. They
Right.
have delivery services,
Oh, yeah.
they have
Yeah.
a
Everywhere.
green dispensary truck riding around.
Yeah.
Stay high.
Well,
and
that's the
stay
big
dry.
problem in New York, right? I mean, the legal cannabis producers are having a really hard time because a chunk of their revenue is being swallowed up by all of these non-licensed shops and trucks.
Well, not for nothing. They had to really think about it in New York. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm from up here in
Yeah.
this metropolitan area, and they were always there.
Yeah.
So like, I don't blame them. Like, I'd be saying, well, too bad. I've been doing this for all all these
Right.
years, and now all of a sudden
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
what
Yeah.
to do, and I can't do it because you had to get a license for it. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, it's business.
Yeah,
It's
I guess that's
business.
what the bootleggers went through, right?
Yeah, it's exactly right. That's it. You want to run moonshine or sell weed? Which one? Yeah. Well, guys, thanks so much. This has been a blast.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark.
And
You're
you and I
amazing.
will catch up and talk because I want to hear more about your trip.
Oh my God. There's so much to share about that. And it continues to be a wild ride.
It sounds amazing.
It's
really does.
It's the best life ever, brother. Just got to say yes. Just got to trust. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Well,
the bottom line.
let's talk again about Cannabis Patient Awareness Day. Maybe we can get together then and
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to collaborate. Yeah.
fun stuff.
Let me know how I can help out.
Yes, sir. I will.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. You're the best.
All right. See you guys.
Thanks, Mark.
Night.
Have a great night.
Okay, you
Thanks,
too.
everybody.
All right, good
Be
night.
in touch.
See ya.
Nurse Mark, everybody.
Yeah. See you soon, right here, right now.
Yeah. I got new samples.
What was that?
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
It starts with this.
Are you feeling mad? Are you feeling kind of sad too? You're.
That's all that is.
That's
So I
cute.
play it once in a while. If you're feeling mad,
Are you feeling mad?
I'll play that. And if you're feeling sad, I'll just go.
Such a goofball.
Oh. Yeah, thank you, Bear. Thank you for giving me those samples today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, when somebody goes, yeah, we're going down to the state house, and you put, you are.
You're.
Say, Sue, tell me how stoned you are right now. Say you're really stoned.
I'm really stoned.
You're.
Yeah, like that. That's the script right there. So silly. I love it.
All right, listen. You want me to have this other guest next week, right?
Who's that?
Yes. No.
We'll be at the State House. So yeah, in the morning. In the
What?
morning, yes. And who is that? Who's that guest?
That's gonna be Heather.
Okay, she can call in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
she's in California.
So it'll be early for her. It'll be like
Yeah.
10 o'clock in the morning.
All right, so we'll do her the following week.
Okay.
All right. We'll get somebody else for next week. Get somebody local. Nobody that talks like that, though.
People from Canada do.
What? They talk like that? No, they don't.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
Canadian.
do you want to have my son on one day? He's a grower out west. He's been
Your
out there
son
for
grows
25
weed
years.
out-
Growing.
Your son grows weed out west.
For
Why
20
haven't you?
for 20 years? I did tell you. You probably I don't know where you were. I told you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have him on. He's funny, but he's still got that northeast, kick to him.
Do I want to your son grower on here? Yee.
Of course we do.
Okay, he'll love it. You'll love him.
I already do.
Yeah, you will. You will. He's funny. Every time he threatens me with moving back out here, I tell him, no, please don't.
Hey, I got cannabis bamboo tree questions.
Cannabis bamboo tree. We want to do a bonsai. You mean bonsai?
Bonsai, I mean.
Cannabis bonsai tree. It's a thing.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
They're beautiful.
I bet. That's a weed. How do you? But how's that beautiful? It's a weed. It's not like that pretty.
Have you seen
Like
it?
a bonsai.
Have you seen it?
Well, yes, I've seen them. but they're not that pretty. They're not
They
like a bonsai.
Like the way that they make the buds look like little trees on the tree. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, how could you beat that?
That's cool.
Okay.
Beautiful. Very beautiful.
I want to
Alright.
grow one
Me too.
and design my own.
So all you have to do is get one of those bonsai little instruction kits, you know,
Yeah.
and then you just use your seeds. You should be able to do that.
Paco, come up here soon because we're going to be moving to a studio where we may not be able to smoke in the studio. So if you come to Bayonne,
Smoke all day.
although Woodbridge is closer to you, I think, but Bayonne is,
A little bit better.
yeah, it's better.
A little bit
All right.
more freedom.
Yeah,
I'm
come
getting
up.
off. Okay. I'm leaving.
Hey, have a good night.
Bye.
All
Bye,
right.
Susan.
Good night. I'll talk to you over the weekend.
She leaves
Okay.
for the sad part. We're doing the sad part now.
Okay.
We're going to do a debrief.
All right. Do sad.
And we're going to do our sad stuff here. Well,
Okay.
first of all, I want to thank CMMNJ. I want to thank CanaSense, UFCW, Jackson Storm, Smoking Monkey, Arlo Glass, OprahMachine.com, and SativaCross.org, where you can donate. At the front page of SativaCross.org now, you can see it right there. It says donate.
Mhm.
Throw a couple of bucks at us. We'll get some ramps and some stuff that we need. But our list here begins with Jim's late wife, Cheryl, and Sabina, Diane, Gracie, Cindy Mae, Marie, Jack, Joan. Joan Ford's William's mother, and he was on before talking about his flags, which I have a flag right here. William's flag's right here. Randy Robertson, Polly Connolly, Bill Buckman, Chad, Jeremy, Colette, Matt, Troy, Russ, Roger, Jay, Ella, Hattie, Jackie, Anthony, Jake, Armando, Felicia, Lynn, Dan, Sean, Joyce, Lori, Frank, Brian, Flo, Carl, Thorne, Frank, Lorraine, Terry, Charlotte, Cher, Jaybird, Michael, Marley, Colette, Brendan, Red, Rico, Lulu, Becky, Lawanda, Chip, Paul, Lisa, Marcus, and Jeff. That's the sad part. That's the hurtful part. Sometimes it's hopeful. Sometimes it's helpful. Today it feels hurtful.
But always necessary.
It's always necessary. We always read that list because it's important to remember where we came from. Remember the friends and family that fought for their lives using cannabis or waiting for cannabis or needing cannabis, not getting it. List is full of suffering people. And 1 out of 10 patients die. 1 out of 10. I believe it's every day.
Mhm.
I believe it's every day.
I think so too.
Yeah, that was the number. They stopped releasing those numbers. I wonder why they stopped releasing those numbers, but they don't release those numbers anymore.
Because they're legalizing. They're not descheduling. They're rescheduling. That's
They're
why. I don't want to scare
refocusing.
people.
Yeah, they don't want to see the sick people suffering anymore. They don't want to see it. I don't want to see it either, but
Yeah, they rebranding for recreation.
yeah, they rebranded. That's what they did. Rebranded.
Yeah. That's sad.
It sucks because I know all these people on this list. I know most of them, and like Jeff. Jeff used to go to these council meetings. Why did he go to a council meeting when he could be home? He had a friggin' chemo bag on his hip one council meeting. He should be home resting, but he was out fighting for him and for other patients because he knew the system was screwed up, and the towns were banning medical cannabis. How do you ban medicine? That's what pissed him off.
I know. It's really sad. It really is.
Are we smoking another one? Let's smoke one more
If we
before
do,
we go.
we're gonna have to go to the store.
We don't have any more wraps?
We got one.
All right, well, we got one.
All right, you boys have fun.
All right.
Oh yeah, it's a chocolate wrap, and I think we're gonna put some red pop.
Wanna do red pop?
Let's do a red pop.
Red pop it is.
Red pop. That's a really strong one. So you should come here and join us one day.
I
Right.
will. I will.
Yeah.
Now that the weather's changed, I will.
You're
Hasn't
close to
changed
here.
much.
Yeah, you're
Yeah, I
closer
know. I'm closer to Bayonne.
than you would be from Woodbridge. So you
Yeah.
should come up here. Come up here with Paco, and you and Paco can get stoned with us together.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. All right. Good night.
Good
I'll
night,
talk
Sue.
with you. Okay. Bye-bye.
What was I getting? I was grabbing something.
Red pop.
Oh, red pop.
What else you got over there? Because maybe we should do something we haven't done.
Han Solo Burger, Johnny Burger, Super Booth.
Super Booth it is.
Super Booth?
We've never had that one.
Yeah, we did.
No, we did.
All right,
Yes,
fine.
we did. First day.
Super Booth it is.
No, we did that first day. I remember.
All right. We got red pop.
I don't think we did Han Solo burger.
No, we didn't.
Let's look for the ones that got the most in it.
Yeah, Han Solo Burger we didn't mess with yet.
Oh yeah, this got a lot in there.
Yeah, we didn't mess with that.
We definitely ain't tried.
And we didn't mess with Mafia Funeral either.
Well,
but-
we know what that is because we had it before.
So we're having our own little cannabis cup here. Did we smoke the Sub-Zero? No.
Yes,
Yeah?
that's what's so missing.
All right. Cannabis cup it is. So yeah, we're gonna have our debrief now and have some fun. I hope,
Absolutely.
because man, that list got me tonight for some reason. Sometimes it pisses me off, makes me angry.
Sometimes we're good, sometimes we're not.
Yeah, when you think about the politicians, it really gets me
Yeah,
Fed
that
up.
part sucks.
because they don't care,
That's the part that sucks.
and it's not ignorance; it's willful ignorance. It's fu ignorance. It's like, hey, we're gonna be ignorant and f you.
Whatever. Ignorance.
I don't like it.
It's not me in ignorance.
Are you feeling mad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, come to the State House next week on the 23rd. We'll be out there smoking some weed on the State House lawn. And the last time, well, I actually got a phone call from a state trooper and asking us to be respectful, and we have a nice relationship. We don't want to ruin that there. And
Absolutely.
I get that. And I am not the permit police. I don't police everyone's permits. I just went to an event that was unpermitted, and they put big mother plants into the ground, which I honestly did not see those mother plants.
I knew nothing about
I knew nothing about the mother plants.
Saw something.
I saw, listen, over the years, we've had Ed Fortune out there selling clones. We had other people from the Hippie Fest. They brought a whole table full of clones. It was great. These are little clones. On Earth Day, they had mother plants. They planted mother plants in the State House. They were like a foot deep in the... I thought it was a great thing, but
They didn't.
they didn't. And I wouldn't have done it. Not something I would have done if I had a permit for it. That's why they didn't have a permit. I get it. I get it. Breeding project for Lefty. Hey, what does that mean? Breeding project.
Said I like to read.
I like to breed.
Breed. I like to breed.
Oh, can we breed?
Here.
Is it breeding time already?
That's hilarious.
I heard it's breeding time up in here.
Hey man. Being prejudiced.
I can do the redneck thing
Being prejudiced.
because I'm part redneck, so I can make fun of rednecks.
Holy shit.
I can do that. Yeehaw!
City part red. Which part of your neck is red? The front or the back? Left or right? What?
My stupid ancestors, probably.
What is it just the jugular?
Oh, here we go. If we start a breeding project, we can get a strain and call it whatever you want. Hey,
This is true.
I like
It's
that.
absolutely true.
All right. I want to call it Linalool 20%, Pineol 30%. Like whatever the terps are, that's the name of the weed. I want every terp listed as the name of the weed. So it would be like limonene 40%. It'd be the most boring name of weed ever, but it will have all the terps on it. Just to be a dick, I want to do that. Just to be a dick. Because I am sick of having to call out weed that I don't want to call. I'd like an ounce of God's vagina. Can I have an ounce of God's vagina, please?
No. How about cheetah piss?
Yes, can I have some cheetah piss and some God's vagina, please? Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now, what if you were like a very uptight person, like
Then you won't be getting no God's vagina.
God's vajayjay?
You won't be getting none of God's vagina.
God's 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 pee-pee hole?
The vagina one?
God's female pee-pee hole?
God's vajayjay?
How do you say that in a nice way?
God's private part?
God's private parts. Can I have some God's private parts? Oh, you mean God's vagina?
Come on, man.
Come on, damn it.
Come on, man.
Embarrassing me. Not really. That's dumb. That's a sexist one. That's a sexist strain.
TV.
All right, call it GV. But cheetah piss?
Cheetah piss.
Cheetah piss. Who
Who
would
punch it?
What other bad names are there out there? Oh, here we go. Oh, all right, Paco. That's it. Ding, 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 ding. Where's my bell? I got a bell. I got no bell here. Son of a bitch. Here. There it is. There's my bell. Sativa Cross would be a great name. Yes, it would be. It would be a Sativa Cross. Sativa Cross. Yeah. Sativa Cross.
I doesn't know what that means.
Yeah, because it would be a Sativa Cross, which is not a strain, but what would that be? Not a strain, but it's a.
No, okay. If it was you and you were going to grow a strain,
Mm-hmm.
I would grow a majority sativa strain and call it Sativa Cross.
Yes.
There'd be a cross between all these different sativas. And
Ooh.
nuts with that.
Ooh, Sativa Cross with just sativas. Yeah. There you go. That's it. Your favorite sativa. So grapefruit crossed with, because we love the grapefruit.
Another sativa.
Another citrusy one.
Whatever.
Grapefruit crossed with orange something or.
Yeah. That would be your gimmick.
Very high, uplifting.
Sativa Cross. People
Citrusy.
run to that shit.
I love the citrusy myself.
Why are we talking about this on the net?
Yeah, shh. All right, shut up. I have to erase this. What does it say? Carla's shoe stands so bad. Wait, what? Carla's shoe stands. Carla's shoe stands.
Stink?
Stinks? Carla's shoe stinks?
Are you purposely trying to throw me off, buddy?
Carla's shoe stands.
Shoe stands
Stands.
so bad.
Carla's shoe stands. Carla's shoe stands? Carla's shoe stands. What is that? Carla's shoe stands.
Yeah.
We get some clarification on that. Carla's shoe is a strain that stinks so bad. Oh, it stinks. Stinks so bad. Carla's
That's
shoe.
what it was supposed to say. Stinks. Autocorrect.
Carla shoe is the name of the strain.
Stinks. Oh, Carla's shoe.
Carla shoe is a horrible name. Carla shoe.
Oh, that's a good one, buddy. I like that.
Okay. Yeah, because I like the smell of feet when I buy weed.
What about holy
No, that's not
holy
a thing.
scratch?
Holy scrotum is not a thing.
Scrotum?
No,
Oh,
that's
God.
not a thing. Marina.
No, it really is. I seen it.
No.
I seen it.
No.
I seen it.
I am not smoking.
I seen it.
Holy scrotum?
I ain't have it. I seen it.
How do you order that? Can I have a holy testicle? Or what if you're very like religious or something? You're just like, can I have an anointed
No, just say a holy scroll.
host grow?
A holy scroll.
Host grow.
You can't say ho.
Host.
Holy scroll. Bro,
I can't believe holy scrotum is a strain. I've never heard that one before. That's just ridiculous. It's supposed to smell like a dude named Carl's Gym. Shoot. Wait.
What?
It's supposed to smell like a dude named Carl. His gym shoe. Thug Pug Genetics made it.
I mean, really, did they succeed or not?
Did they match it perfectly? Come here, Carl. Let me smell your shoe. Jeez. I wonder if they did a shoey with that. You know what a shoey is? Take a beer, you put it in a dirty shoe, and you drink it. That's what the UFC does. The UFC started that trend. I didn't say it was a good trend. I said it was a trend. And I forget what fighter does it, but there's a couple of fighters.
It was a good one.
They fill their shoe with beer and they drink it.
Oh, no.
No,
Hell no.
their dirty shoe.
How about, you think a dirty shoe is bad. How about, I don't even want to say it. Dirty garbage water. Cut the bottom of the bag.
The garbage truck when it drains the.
And just let it sit in your mouth. The juices.
No, it's bad.
Whatever's in there is yours.
Smells so rank and stanky, bro. Smells bad. Another one that stinks so bad is Bass Breath. Bay's Breath. Bay's Breath. Also made by Thug Pug Genetics. So stanky.
So I guess that's what they specialize in, huh? Stanky.
Stanky. I like the stanky. Didn't have it growing up, but we got it now.
Hmm.
I had regs growing up, man. I had regs with stems and seeds and brown weed. We didn't have none of this.
Bullshit.
None of this.
It's bullshit. The weed wasn't pretty.
No, it was ugly.
It was nothing to look at.
Brick weed.
But I hear tell it worked a lot.
It worked. It got me here. Got me to where I am today.
So I hear tell it was good shit. Cause y'all used to roll some skinny ass blunts and be high as shit. Low ass blunt. I mean joints.
Joint. Yeah, we used to smoke joints.
Low ass joint being stingy with the weed. What you doing?
Those two strains. Yes, Google the crosses of Bay's Breath. Has like 12 crosses, all stinky strains. Okay. Bay's Breath, huh? Not Lamb's Breath. Bay's Breath. What if your Bay's been drinking?
Mm. Paco going in. I need a tip.
I might have. Uh-oh. Oh no.
Hold up.
Okay.
I might have. I got
an old one. Got an old one.
that's what I used last time. We're gonna go to the store, so I'll use my last one.
You sure?
Yeah.
I got a nice brown one here
Want that shit?
with stuff hanging off of it.
Nope.
A little resin on it.
Keep it.
Stinks.
Keep it.
It's stinky.
I said keep it.
Remember that lady called me stinky?
She sure did.
It's because I had a blunt on me.
Maybe the lady you couldn't understand because all of her necks was talking at the same time.
Oh, I should play that video.
So listen. Pick one. Y'all all can't talk at the same time.
Peanut butter breath from Thug Pug.
Well, I never.
I never.
So, well, I ain't never. And you never will, being that bitch. Hell.
Oh, I thought we were making up names. Oh, so Marina. Wait, what name did you give us? Holy Scrotum. You've made up that name. That was you. So if you had a strain of weed, that's what you would call it.
What is it?
Holy scrotum.
Holy scrotum. Okay. I mean, why would you call it that? What would it do to make me think holy scrotum? Just a question.
No, she's just making up crazy names.
Yeah, me too. I'm just asking questions like where they're coming from. Like, what would the weed do to you, if it was called holy scrotum? I'm just curious because, holy scrotum makes you think like, what the hell? What is this about to do?
It's a kick in the nuts. That's what it is.
I don't like it. I don't want something that's going to
Indica.
kick you in the nuts.
Indica kicking you in the nuts.
That's not the one. That's not it. I want to get kicked in the nuts. That's not it.
No, Marina, you understood the lesson. It was great. The assignment was definitely completed. That was a good one. I like that one. Holy scrotum. I was offended. It means a lot when I get offended. I'm hard to get offended.
My strain would be it'd be called Stop. And it'd be indica.
Super heavy indica.
Stop. Because this shit gonna sit your down.
D in the dirt is one I want to make. Thick in the dirt.
D the dirt. I can't take it. Now that's a good one.
I like that.
That's definitely better than Stop.
Super heavy indica. Yeah, gotcha. That's funny.
Holy shit. Dick in the dirt. I mean, we going wild with it? All right. Dick in the dirt.
I could order that. I guess I could order that in a dispensary.
You got more of that dick in the dirt?
Yeah.
It was tight.
Man, that dick in the dirt was amazing.
Hey, yo, you ever had just dick in the dirt?
Your
Yeah, he did. Yeah. You ever tried dick in the dirt?
Oh, come on. Giraffe balls?
Giraffe balls. I could go with that one.
Giraffe balls. Okay. What's this one? Smoked that giraffe balls. I was so high.
Giraffe balls.
All right. For your sports fans out there, Carolina is leading the Rangers 3-2. Third period, 9 minutes left. Just in case you're interested.
And the only reason we know that is because our screen is now frozen, and then that's all we can see.
That's it. It's done. There we go.
Where's this guy?
All right. So I guess that's it for tonight. Good podcast.
We're signing off. We're going to smoke a blunt.
Mark Royster. Oh, well, we'll smoke it then. All right. We can't sign off for smoking blunt.
We're going to smoke a blunt.
Jeez.
Let me
Forgot.
finish this.
Almost forgot we're going to smoke a blunt.
Give me a second.
Almost forgot. What does it say? I sound like someone that works for the recreational cannabis industry in New Jersey. Just naming random shit for no reason. That doesn't actually work.
Right. I like it.
your
Yeah, I wonder if they have meetings and they sit around and talk about these strains that they're going to invent. They're proprietary strains.
At least that's what we're going to tell you.
I was at an event one time and some dude comes up to me. Hey, yo, I got a proprietary strain of mushrooms. $100 an eighth. Proprietary strain of mushrooms? You mean you made this? You invented this? You invented mushrooms. Proprietary.
Please do tell.
Are you God? You're God? Whoa.
That's what I said. Please do tell.
$100 an eighth, bro.
Nah, you keep it.
How do you even ask for that with a smile, with a straight face? Like mushrooms don't cost that much. It's the same as weed, pretty much. An eighth is like $25, $30.
I think he was taking too much of his own
Yeah. Proprietary. I love that word, proprietary.
When you grow it at home, you can take it as much as you want.
Yeah. You got proprietary strands because you're growing it. Okay. You know what's interesting, though? The green crack here was always different from the green crack in California.
Yeah, because it's how it's grown.
Totally different.
One might be cultivated a little longer than the other because of the weather.
Different strains. Totally different strains, too. It's weird. New Jersey.
Cultivation matters. Like the amount of time you let it grow and where it grows and how much care you give to it. You know, sunlight versus everything else. It matters. I mean, sunlight versus artificial light. I think all that stuff matters.
Liquid culture mushrooms is a real thing. But that dude just trying to take advantage and pay his cell phone bill for the month. Liquid culture mushrooms.
That's hilarious.
Well, if he had T-Mobile, probably.
He tried to get extra money out of you to pay his cell phone bill.
Well, I'm suing T-Mobile, by the way.
Yeah?
I'm going to sue them for the cost of my phone.
Nah, sue him for more than that. You got to get your pain and suffering back.
$5,000.
Because
Yeah.
you got out your damn.
$5,000. Suing him for $5,000. I won't get it, but I'm going to go to court.
Now you're going to get it. You're going to get every bit of it. Watch. You're going to get every bit of it.
They screwed me.
Yeah, you're going to get every bit of it.
They're like, we're going to give you 7 days to get a new service when I canceled. Okay. And within 7 minutes, they turned off my internet and my 2 phones and SIM locked them. So I couldn't even get a new service with the phones, even though they were paid for. Took us weeks to figure that out. Now you got a disabled person run around to the diner for Wi-Fi, and I had to borrow somebody's phone like 3 times to get this T-Mobile thing straightened out. They screwed me. I had to buy a new phone for $700. A new iPhone. So I got a $1,000 paperweight, an iPhone 14 that I can't use because it's SIM locked. Luckily, my wife got her SIM unlocked, but they couldn't unlock mine. So I'm screwed. So I got to take him to court. I got to take T-Mobile to court. That should be fun. And I'm going to film every bit that I can. Every bit. I'm going to have hidden cameras everywhere.
Yeah, I think you're allowed to film.
No, you can't film in court, which I may do, but you can film the mediation. You can film mediation if they're not looking at you.
Well, you're going to go through more of that than you are court.
Yeah, that's what they want, mediation.
They don't want to see the court at all. Listen, I'm not budging on my $5,000. So either give it to me or we going to court.
Oh, you can save me a headache and litigation. Okay. I'll reach out. I reached out to T-Mobile and they couldn't help me, so I gave up on T-Mobile. I
When I tried to talk to y'all ain't want to talk.
They said, we can't unlock your phone. It must be your new carrier. No, you locked my phone. You locked it. My carrier has nothing to do with this, my new carrier. No. And I got nothing but time and energy for T-Mobile now. I got to do paperwork tomorrow for that crap. That's the only thing I don't like is paperwork. Oh, you got friends that work for T-Mobile? Oh. Well, I got a SIM lock problem. And I know that if they want to, they could unlock it, but they're not doing it.
Yeah.
I know.
Of course they could.
Because they unlocked my wife's phone.
Of course they could.
There's a way to do it if you know somebody who's smart, because they did it for my wife and they did it as a favor, they said. Because normally they don't do it. They can't do that.
Well, if I still got all my books and stuff upstairs, I could look through it because one of the books told me exactly how to reset an iPhone. the factory setting, even that code crap that they have.
Oh yeah, I got proof it's paid off. If you look at my account, they'll even tell you it's eligible to be unlocked. And they tried unlocking it 3 times and it didn't unlock. They said, wait 24 hours, wait 48 hours. I would do that. I'd call back in 48 hours. Wait another 48 hours. Okay. No, wait another 4. Okay, no, we're done now. I'm not
I
playing.
said, how about you just give me another phone?
Yeah. Can I have another phone, please? Like a 15 now for my troubles? Oh, yeah, it's paid off.
Well, once you win your lawsuit and you can't do anything with the phone, are you done with the phone? Literally take it to one of these repair shops and sell it to them. Explain to them what happened, show them the receipt that you paid for it, see if they can unlock it. And if they can't, sell it to them. They'll use it for parts. It's a brand new phone. They'll make all that money back.
I could use it here for Wi-Fi as like a tablet, but it's. I can use it for my activism.
You gave me a tablet back.
I can use it for my activism because they have Wi-Fi at the hot dog place. Hook into their Wi-Fi. I've been using my good phone. Yeah. So I have 2 phones when I do my activism now. So I have one working. I can pull another one out to call a cop now.
Well, I'll do you one better. Is your phone set up? The other phone is set up with all your stuff on it? I'll do you one better. I'll set the other phone up so that when that one rings, the other one rings too. So it'll do all the stuff that, as long as it's near each other, it'll do all the stuff that phone's doing. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. What's this say? You can use it with a hotspot. Yeah, I do. I use it as a.
You can use your other phone hotspot.
Yeah.
On that phone. Only problem with that is it doesn't stay connected. If you let the phone, phones go dormant, it automatically disconnects. You got to do shit again. That's just annoying as hell.
Yeah.
Because I would be using my tablet, and the tablet would go dormant, and or I'd be using my other phone and I'd tether it, and it would go dormant and just disconnect. I'm like, am I still connected? What the fuck? Well, when I would do it to a computer, it would automatically disconnect, and I'm like, what's happening? It's annoying as hell to keep going back in there to connect again.
See, that 14 Pro has a nice camera. I like the camera on there. I prefer that camera. So yeah, when I do my activism lately, I Wi-Fi connect through the hot dog ladies, and I use my old. I use the dead phone. That's all I can do with it. I can't make phone calls. I don't know. So there it is. That's our show for tonight. We're going to smoke our blunt now.
Mm-hmm.
Is that thing lit?
Yeah.
Not yet? All right. We're about to light this sucker. And send it over with the car. We're going to try to play our game here. Let me give you a different shot so you can see what the hell's going on here.
Good night, everybody.
Let's see. There we go. Paco is going to buy a 15 Pro tomorrow. iPhone took a shit last week. Blew the speaker listening to podcasts. Only at the beginning of our podcast it's loud. The rest of it's okay. Yeah, the 15 Pro is nice. I got a 14 Pro. I love it. I loved it when it worked. Now it's a paperweight. It's a doorstop. Oh, Rangers and Panthers are tied 3-3. 5:22 left in the third.
Lefty Grimes on commentating.
What's this say? I have the 12 Pro Max. Yeah. Anything past 12 with those cameras are great. I love the cameras on there. I want to get those super cameras that the microscopic cameras that they have, and you can like look at bugs and make them like really big and scary. Yeah, I know you don't like them. You can zoom in like super mag. I think it's called super mag.
You ever thought about getting one of those scope ones that go to your phone
A scope, really?
and it has a camera at the end of it? There's a long scope, and you could, stick it up things to see, and you could
Whoa!
move it to your phone.
You can stick it up things.
Right on your phone.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Whatever you're pointing it at, you could see right on your phone, and you could put it through stuff to see it down your drain and all that stuff. And it has a light on the end of it too.
Put it down the drain.
There's a light on the end of it. Like if you need to see a spot down in your car, all that stuff. You want to look in your ear? Go for
You
it.
mean someone can put it up their shit pipe?
I wouldn't recommend it, but yeah.
No, like a toilet.
Hmm?
Not saying anything. I don't know where your mind's going.
You know where.
All right, Bear's taking a shot. Here we go. Oh, come on. Just hit it. You didn't even crank it. You just hit it. You just smacked it.
I
Sent
smacked it because it was going slow. I need to give it the boost so the wheels could get going. See, it stopped naturally. Nice.
What is this?
Johnny Burger?
No.
Johnny Hood Burger?
No. This is not Johnny Burger.
Fuck it is.
No, it's not.
I gave it back to you. Han Solo Burger.
This is Han Solo Burger? Yo, this tastes amazing.
Han Solo Burger.
We've been sleeping on Han Solo Burger.
No, we're just saving the best for last.
Ooh. 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 Yes. I love this kind of.
I like
Cup.
I love the angle.
I like this angle.
The angle's nice.
But everybody wants to see you, Bear.
Nah,
They want to see you.
I'm good. Maybe next time you got to catch me. I show my face every once in a while, Handsome guy pop in.
Like, yeah, where's this handsome guy I'm hearing on the radio?
He'll pop in every once in a while.
I hear his voice. He sounds so sexy.
No, I don't know about all that.
Marco lens clip. Oh, okay. Marco lens clip. That's it. Yeah, that's it. I'm dabbing on some hash burger. Straight gas terps. Yeah. You ever have Han Solo Burger? I'm liking this a lot. Han Solo Burger. Sheesh. Yeah, we got like 12 strains here. And we're just loving it. We're just loving going through all these strains lately. So much fun. What's that say? Macro. Oh no, I know what you meant. Macro. Yeah, no, I just read. I read whatever's in front of me. Han Solo Burger.
Yeah.
Hash burger. Yeah. Hash burger. Yes, sir.
Okay, so most likely tomorrow. So
You're on the phone. He's on the phone. Ah, man.
All right.
Yeah, hash burger. And Solo was good. Johnny Burger, we got Johnny Burger. Garlic burger, I had garlic burger. Oh, garlic burger. Garlic burger. Talk about feet smelling. Jeez.
Small chance it may not be tonight.
I'm going to send this over now. Give me some room here.
Unlock your road here. Oh, you high? You can't.
Wait, what?
Are you so high that you can't get it in between the little car?
I haven't got one yet.
So that's a yes.
Haven't got one yet. Damn, this tastes good. I can't pass this back yet.
That's fucked up.
I can't pass this.
That's the last goddamn. That's the last rap.
This is a winner right here.
No, it ain't.
Watch this.
I won't even go.
Watch and learn.
What about learning? How to go overboard? How to Thelma Louise some
How to-
shit?
How to be extra?
No, how to Thelma Louise some shit?
Damn. Ooh, that hit me.
I was faster this thing. You got it.
All right. Well, is that all we got for tonight? All right, what happened to Haney? Haney never called back. Haney. Damn it, Haney. He called us and never called back. Haney.
You got me beat?
Haney.
You know?
Oh, he's sleeping. I'm gonna let it ring. I'm gonna let it ring and leave him a long message. Watch.
What?
Watch this. It don't pick up. What happened? Hashburger Cross. Hashburger Cross is Han Solo Burger. Oh, they crossed Han Solo Burger with Double Burger. Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Huh? You said you could,
This is United States calling. Are we reaching?
2 or 3? You should see.
Day after day,
They had to bring you 2 anyway.
love turns gray. Like the skin on a dying man.
So,
And night after night, we pretend it's all right. And you have grown.
you said by my mama?
You have grown colder. Nothing's very much fun. That's how the song starts, like this. Oh, here we go. Han Solo Burger. Han Solo Burger is the parent of Hashburger.
I heard that.
I have another number for William. I'm going to call that one. Watch this. I'll get him. No. I'm going to find him. He has 2 numbers. I'm going to call another number I got for him. Let's see. I got
Who that?
William
William who?
Haney.
Oh.
Here it is. I got this number here. This probably isn't his number. I'm probably going to bug somebody.
We're sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again, or call your operator to help you.
Okay. How about
Your call cannot be completed at this time. Please try again later.
En este momento no se puede realizar su llamada. Favor de intentar más tarde.
Message 6, US01LV.
the longest ring I've ever heard in my life, dude? Doesn't have a voicemail. I know. I have another number, though. Here's a third number. Let's try this one.
Hello. We can help you find another business in the area. Just the number you called is not in service. I'll look for you now.
Really? What the heck? God bless you.
Oh, excuse me.
Wow. Well, that didn't work out well.
Mhm.
But one thing I am is persistent. If nothing else. Okay. Maybe the nurse will pick up. William's got a hard time getting around. He's in a wheelchair now. He lost half his leg. He can't get around anymore. So give him time in case he's getting up. Oh, he went to bed though. Rangers up 4-3. Oh, wow. 1 minute left in the third. Rangers up 4-3. Empty net, Carolina. Amazing. There's no William. We can't get William. All right. Well, we're going to be out of here. So, hey, guys, we'll see you next time. See you at the State House. Whoops. See you at the State House on Thursday. See you Thursday, everybody.
Bring in the boss one. I'm gonna get mine. Go through the crime. If you can't do the time, don't tell me how you're off and down. When you're smiling in my face, but you play me like a clown. It's your fool, bitch. So just step back. I'm mad dad when I come down straight. I thought you were my piece, but you play me out. Now I'm mad as hell.